You've continued to collaborate with Christopher Nolan. How involved is he in Batman versus Superman?
He's an executive producer on the movie, as is Emma Thomas, his wife. And I would say that um, he's much more focused on the movie's Interstellar that he was off, uh, you know, writing direct. He co-wrote it with his brother. He rewrote his brother, let's just say, because Jonah had been developing that script at Paramount for a long time, and they're off doing that movie. But he's certainly involved in different stages. Um, I would say he has an advisory capacity.
Was he involved in the casting of Ben Affleck?
Yes.
And walk me through how that came about. That took some people by surprise.
Yeah, it's great. um, we uh, we knew that we wanted a very mature Batman because we wanted to juxtapose him against this young Superman. So we wanted a guy who, you know, was, you know, tougher, rugged, had signs of life, had lived, hard life lived about him. And we wanted the guy to have chops for sure. And so when we went down that list, there just weren't a tremendous number of guys that we felt could carry that way. We also wanted a guy who had big stature. Uh, Ben is 6'4".
Is he?
Yeah, he's 6'3" or 6'4". Henry's 6 or 6'1". We wanted Batman to, tower over Superman. Not hugely, not like a basketball, not like a 7-foot player, but where Superman needed to look up to Batman. We wanted that dynamic, and Ben could do that easily. Um, and so we really, he was the first guy we went to. That's who we wanted.
Who made the call to him? How did that come about?
I think Zack Snyder probably reached out to him. We have a very strong relationship with Warner Brothers, obviously. All of the DC comics are at Warner Brothers. Ben had literally just won the Oscar for Argo, which was a Warner Brothers movie. So it wasn't like it was difficult to reach him. I and all of us independently had, you know, the 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 Dark Knight. Well, first of all, the Dark Knight was around when the town was around, so we all hung around during that award season,
Mhm.
right? And then Argo was around when the Dark Knight Rises was around, so we all hung around during that award season, and uh, and also Ben at one time had been attached to the predecessor of American Hustle
Mm,
when it was called
that's
American
yeah.
Bullshit.
Hmm.
And in fact, he left American Bullshit to go do Argo.
Mm.
So we're all playing in a very
Did he
small sandbox.
hesitate? Did he hesitate before he took the role?
I don't think, no, I wouldn't say he hesitated. I think that what he did do was he made sure that he understood what Zach was looking for. Um,
Which was what?
well, he wanted to know exactly how Zach planned on treating this Bruce Wayne that was going to make him be completely different, even though he was still in the same, you know, it was still Bruce Wayne, still Batman, but
And how is he completely different?
he's a much more social animal
Mm.
in the Bruce Wayne incarnation,
Mm.
but he's also a extremely rough guy
Mm.
in the Batman incarnation. Very, 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 very rough.
Is this going to be like the Avengers and it's going to spawn? Are we going to see other characters from DC Comics in this?
I don't think it's a secret that, it's called Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Mm.
So and Warner Brothers has announced a number of DC properties that are going to be made over the next 5 years, um, including Justice League.
Hmm.
So we're and the biggest difference between what Chris did in the Dark Knight trilogy and what we're doing now is that Bruce Wayne, Batman, lived in what I call a closed universe in that there were no superheroes in it. There's Batman, and he is a human being, and he has taken himself, or Bruce Wayne has taken himself and made himself in many ways, even though he's definitely got some dysfunction to him, he's made himself in many ways into the best a human being can be, intellectually, in terms of his ability to be a detective, physically, etc. But he's real. He's human. Forget real. He's human. He's a human being. He has no superpowers. As Chris was fond of saying, his biggest superpower is the fact that he's one of the wealthiest guys in the world. And when we when we embarked on Man of Steel, and Chris and Emma produced that with me, uh, one of the things that we were doing was we were creating a universe that had superhero in it because Superman is clearly a superhero. He has superpowers. He comes from another planet. So once we did that, it was with the knowledge that if the movie was successful and we expanded the universe, we were going to expand it and populate it with other like
Oh.
characters.
But in this film too, there'll be other superheroes.
Well, um, Wonder Woman's in it.
Mm.
We know that.
Hmm.
So um, she has powers. She's a goddess, right? She's a
I mean, she
demigod.
is.
She's a demigod. Her father was Zeus,